Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing some DIYs using the little mini birdhouses. You can get these at Michael's, that's where I got these, or you can get them at Dollar Tree. So if you want to know how to make them, stick around. I'll show you how. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Right, Maxwell? Okay, for this one, I'm using one of the birdhouses from Michael's. They also have these at Dollar Tree. This one ran $1.49, and I'm going to cut the little string out of the top of it. I'm just going to kind of pull it on out, and I'm going to discard this. I'm not going to reuse this part. So I got these little candlesticks from Michael's, and they have a little metal part inside of it that's kind of curved, so I'm going to pull this one on out. That way I can attach it to my birdhouse, and it will sit flat. It doesn't take a long time to get this out. Once you start really pulling on it, you can pull it out pretty easily. And then take a minute to sand the top of it just to make sure that you do have it pretty flat. Next, I'm going to use some of the Dixie Belle rustic red paint, and I'm going to paint the entire house this same color. And I'm just going to use like a fine paintbrush to kind of get up underneath the eaves of the house a little bit, and then on the very front part of the house. Next, I got these little craft slats from Lowe's. You can also get something similar at Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut a square off of this so I can put it on the base of my birdhouse. And I'm just kind of creating a little square with this, and I'm going to use my square to mark it so that I can cut it. Now, I'm not going to cut this on a saw. I'm going to show y'all how easy this is just to cut with just a razor knife. If you just kind of go through it several times, you can usually pop it apart pretty easily. And once you get your cut pretty deep, then you can just remove your square and just start cutting, and then it'll pop apart here just like that. And I'm just going to take a little hand sander and sand it till it's smooth. Next, I'm going to take some black chalk paint, and I'm going to paint my candlestick holder, and I'm also going to paint that little square piece of wood. And that's going to be for the base of my candlestick holder. Next, I got these little cocoa liner baskets from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use part of one that I've already used before, and I'm just going to cut a piece off of this to make a roof. So you're just going to cut two rectangles the size of the roof of the birdhouse. And I'm just using a Sharpie to kind of draw out the roof area, and then I'm just going to cut two that are exactly the same size. And you can cut this just with regular scissors. It cuts really easily. And then just cut one exactly the same size as that one, and then we're going to attach it to our roof. And you can just use that one as the pattern for your second one. Next, to attach my roof, I'm just going to use some hot glue. Now, if you're going to put these outside, like on a patio or something like that, you probably want to use some E6000 glue in combination with the hot glue. But I'm going to put these inside my house, so hot glue is pretty much just fine. And this cocoa liner worked really good for this roof. It does shed when you start cutting it, but once you get it cut out and put in place, it stays intact. And just kind of make sure that your roofs overlap. Next, to attach my candlestick holder to my base, I'm just going to use some Weld Bond glue. You could use E6000 glue for this if you want to, but I just had it from another project. And it does dry clear, so even though you see white around it, it's going to dry crystal clear and you wouldn't see any of that. Now I'm going to use the same glue to glue it to my little base. And this glue works really good. It bonds really, really well. And then you can just get all the excess glue off of it while it's drying. Just to kind of blend my roof in a little bit, I'm just using some burnt sienna on this just to kind of blend in the color to kind of match my little house. And then after I get this color on, I'm going to come in with a burnt umber and go around the edges of the house and then brush through the center of it a little bit too. This just gives it a little bit more color. And I'm just using a chip brush to apply this. This worked really good. And I did add a little bit more color to the center, so just kind of really mix it up a little bit and kind of get however much color you want on there. Next, to bake some bows, I'm just going to take some fabric. This is just a linen fabric, and I'm just going to tear a strip of it so it is straight. And then I'm just going to kind of pull the frays off the side. And then the ones that are a little bit long, I am going to kind of trim them out a little bit so that they're not so rough. And then I'm also going to do the same thing with the red and the tan fabric. I'm going to tear some of those into ribbons as well. And just tear it so it does give it a more of a rustic look. It makes it look a little bit better. And then I'm using two of each of the ribbons, and I'm just going to tie them into a bow. And then I'm going to overlap them here in a second, but just kind of get them tied into a nice bow, and then we're just going to trim the edges off here after we get them all put together. Okay, so I'm going to start with my two red and tan colored bows. I'm going to put those on top of each other. I will layer these here in a second. And then on my tan colored ones, I'm just going to cut those into strips. I'm not going to tie those into bows. I'm going to actually use those as little pieces of strips. Next, to add a little extra texture, I'm just going to take a jute ribbon and I'm just going to cut a strip off of this. And then I'm going to fray the edges, so I am going to cut that border edge off of there and then just pull a few of these out to kind of give it more of a rustic look. Okay, to layer this, I'm just going to take my jute piece, I'm going to put it behind my two bows, and then I decided to cut the tails off of one of the bows a little bit shorter. And then I'm just going to stack these up together, and I'm going to attach these together with a little rubber band just to hold them together. And then on my little tan colored pieces that I shredded up a little bit, I'm just going to tuck those right up underneath on the back, just kind of like they just have a little tail sticking out there. I'm just going to glue this right to the front part of my birdhouse. I'm just coming over to the side, and then to add a little bit of texture, I'm just taking some of this ribbon and I'm just going to kind of tuck it up underneath the bottom and just glue that in. This just gives it a little bit more texture, and I think it makes it look a little bit better. And then I'm going to put one on the opposite side just like that one. And just to add a little bit more color, I'm just taking a black and white check ribbon. I'm just going to tie a bow with this, and I'm going to glue it right in the front. And then I'm just going to put a button right over the top part of that. This just gave it a little bit more color, and it kind of dressed it up a little bit more. And then I just got this large button that I've had in my stash, and I'm just going to glue it right over the top. So I'm taking a 1 1/4 inch wooden ring, and I'm just going to paint it black, and then I'm just going to glue it right to the opening of that little hole. This just kind of dressed it up a little bit and made it look a little bit better. Next, I'm going to take some of this kind of wood type moss, and I'm just going to put a little bit right into the hole of the birdhouse, just to kind of put some in there right there. And then I am going to pull some apart, and I'm going to glue some on both sides, just a little bundle of them on both sides. Next, I printed the words Home Sweet Home on my printer, and I'm just going to tear this out. I'm going to tear it as close to the edge of the words as I can. Now, I'll give you the link for this in the description below. You can just download it and print it out. And then I'm going to wrinkle it up real good just to kind of break down the fibers of the paper. And then I'm going to use some of the Tim Holtz Distressing Ink to distress this. And then I'm going around the edges to get them a little bit darker. I'm just taking a vintage safety pin just to attach this to my ribbon. I think this turned out so cute. Let me know what you think in the comments. For this next one, I'm going to use 3 of the birdhouses from Michaels, and I'm going to remove the hanging part on this one as well, on all 3. Next, I'm going to paint all these with just a white acrylic paint, and I'm going to paint the entire thing. Okay, after those are dried, I'm going to use some crackle medium, and I'm going to paint the birdhouse. Now, I'm going to paint the front, the back, the sides, but I'm not going to paint the roof or the base. And then once you put that on there, just let that dry for a few hours before we go to the next step. Okay, next I'm going to take a paintbrush and I'm going to quickly go over this. This will give it a crackle effect, and I'm using real bright colors on here. Just make sure you're not going over the same area twice. You only want to go over it once. And then even though I did not put crackle on the base or under the eaves of the house, I'm just going to paint those a solid color pink as well. But just really take your time on the part that has the crackle and just make sure that you're not painting it twice. And then just keep going till you have the complete thing painted. And just remember, on the sides and the back that have the crackle as well, just kind of go over it pretty quickly. And here's a close-up to show you how much that cracked. Okay, next I'm going to paint one with a bright blue. Now this one is called Poolside, made by Folk Art, and the other one is called Raspberry Ice, made by Martha Stewart. And I'm going to paint the blue one exactly like I did the pink one, just kind of real quickly going over the face of it so that it can crackle. And then I'm going to do a yellow one as well, but on the yellow one it didn't crackle as much, I guess because the yellow was so close to the color of the white, it didn't show up much, so I'm going to use that in the next project. Next, I'm going to take one of the wood planks that I got at Dollar Tree. This measures almost 3 inches wide by just a little over 7 inches long. And I'm going to take some of the Jenga blocks and I'm going to build up some legs for these. Just make sure that they all are the same height when you start. And then I'm just going to take wood glue and I'm going to put one on each corner of this little block. And then I am going to add a couple of them in the center and I'm going to offset them. I'm not going to put them just straight across from each other. So I'm going to put this one here, and then I did put the other one kind of at a diagonal from that, just a little bit, not a lot. And then I'm going to put 2 more down at the bottom, and this is going to be a base for our little birdhouses. And then just set that aside and let that dry. Okay, next I'm just taking some regular clothespins. Now these measure 3 inches, so they're a regular standard size, and I got these from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to take these completely apart, and you're going to need 7 clothespins per house. Okay, next I'm going to take my clothespins and I'm going to make the roof, and I'm going to run them long ways. So just start at the very top of the house going downward, and they will hang over the edge just a little bit. And now if you're going to put this outside, then you probably want to use some E6000 glue, but I'm going to keep these inside and I'm just using regular hot glue for this. And just try to make sure that you are getting them pretty straight. You are going over the front ledge of the house just a little bit, and then just keep going until you get all the way to the end. And then this way it'll overhang the very front and the very back about the same amount with this many clothespins. And then once you get this side done, just flip it over, and then we're going to do exactly the same thing on the opposite side. And you're going to start right at the very top of the roof where the clothespins meet, just to make sure that you don't have any kind of opening once you get to the other side. And I really like the way that these clothespins looked as a roof. It really gave it more of like a cottage or even a little hut type roof to kind of blend in with the theme. And I'm doing the blue house exactly like I did the pink one. Just make sure that you are overhanging the edge on both the front and the back. Next, I'm going to take a chip brush and some white paint, and I'm going to kind of dull down the color. It was just a little bit too bright. I'm just going to kind of distress it up a little bit. And this will also go into all the little cracks of the crackle, and it'll make it look a little bit more cracked. This just kind of really did kind of tone it down a little bit because it was a little bit brighter than I wanted it to be. And then I'm going to do the same thing exactly with the blue one. And I did add quite a bit of the paint to these. And the same thing on the blue one, I did add quite a bit of white paint to that one as well. So I'm taking a sponge brush and the same white paint, and I'm going to paint both of the roofs white. Now I'm not going to distress them or anything like that. I'm just going to give them a nice coat of white paint. And you're going to paint the front of them as well. Okay, for my stand, now that it's dry, I'm going to paint this with just a dark brown paint. This is espresso is what color this is. And I'm going to paint the entire thing, the front, the back, the bottom, the legs, all of it the same exact color. Next, to give it the weathered beachy look, I'm just going to take my chip brush and that same white paint, and I'm going to really distress this pretty heavily. Anything that's down by the coast, it'll end up getting distressed like this, so I'm just going to try to make it blend in with the environment. Okay, for the hole in our little birdhouse, I'm just going to paint 2 more of those little 1 1/4 inch white circles white. Next, I got some of these little wooden pineapples from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to paint them yellow. And then I'm going to paint their stems with a green paint, and then I'm going to come back in with a darker green paint to give them a few highlights. I got these little flip-flops from Dollar Tree as well, and I'm just going to paint these with a patina color paint. Next, to give it a little bit more realistic look to my pineapple, I'm just taking a thin Sharpie pen, and I'm just going to start drawing some little swirls on here to kind of give it the pineapple look. And I'm just going to go all the way from the top to the bottom, and I'm going to do the other one exactly the same way. It's just kind of dressed it up a little bit, made it look more like a pineapple. Okay, for my little ring that I'm putting over the face of the little hole of the birdhouse, I'm making these look like life preservers. And so for the blue house, I'm just going to do the blue stripes. And then for the pink house, I'm going to do the pink stripes. This just kind of dressed it up a little bit and made it look a little bit more beachy. Next, to give a little more definition around my little wooden pieces, I'm taking some of the Tim Holtz walnut stain, and I'm just going around the edges of my little flip-flops. And then I'm going to do the same thing for my pineapples. This just kind of helped make it stand out a little bit more, just gave it a little bit more dimension. Okay, next to assemble this, I'm just going to glue my flip-flops right to the center post of my little stand. And then I'm going to add my little life preservers to the little birdhouses. Just glue them right in the center, kind of where it looks like it's kind of an X shape there. And I'm going to put the pineapple right over to the side. And these came with a little glue stick on the back of them, or a glue dot on the back. I did take mine off. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the blue house. I'm just going to put my life preserver on here, and then I'm going to put a pineapple facing the opposite way on here. Then I'm just going to glue my birdhouses right to my little platform. And again, if you're planning on putting this outside, instead of using hot glue on all of this, you definitely want to use something like an E6000 glue. Otherwise, it probably will melt and fall apart. But I'm keeping mine inside, so I'm not going to use E6000 glue on these. And you definitely want to leave a space in between the two houses. All right, and then just set that aside and let that dry. I think these turned out so cute. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, the house that I painted with the crackle paint, like the last two, I'm coming back in with some chalk paint and kind of more of a pastel color yellow, and I'm going to paint the entire birdhouse this color. Next, I'm going to paint the roof with just some black paint. So you could have skipped this part on the yellow paint. I just was making this on camera, kind of making it as I go. So I definitely would recommend not painting the yellow on there first, and then just go ahead and paint it black. And I'm only painting the top and the edges on this. I'm not going to paint the underside of the roof itself. I'm also going to paint a little candlestick holder that I got at Hobby Lobby. This is in the wood pile section, and I'm painting it with that same black chalk paint. So I'm taking a white paint pen. I'll give you the link for these. I get them on Amazon. They have a pretty good size tip, and all you got to do is just kind of push it on your paper and the ink starts coming out. Now I'm just going to put little polka dots on the top part of my roof, and I'm just going to kind of make them a little bit symmetrical. So I'm going to kind of go across, and then I'm going to go on the next row on the inside of these and keep going, alternating as I'm doing the rows. Now I did get off a little bit on these, but it's okay. It's just polka dots. That's where I had to start to think. And it really doesn't matter if you mess up. Just get some polka dots on there. And I'm doing both sides of my roof exactly the same way. And then I'm also going to put some dots along the edge of the house and then underneath on the edge of the eave as well. And next I'm going to paint another one of those little rings for the opening of the hole. I'm going to just paint it black. And then I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to add a few of the dots to it just like I did on the roof. This just kind of really tied it all in there together. Okay, then I'm just going to glue that right to the front. And again, if you're going to put these outside, be sure and use E6000 glue. Okay, next I'm going to take a black and white ribbon, and I'm going to double this up so that it has 2 layers on it. So just get the equal amount and then fold it in half and then just cut that off. And then we're just going to tie this around the bottom over to the side into a bow. This just made the bow a little bit more fuller since you have 2 loops on each side. And then I'm just going to glue my base right to the bottom. I'm just going to kind of center it on there. And then to blend the base with the stand, I'm just coming in and just painting the bottom part black. Just kind of brush off to the edge. Try not to get it on the sides a little bit. Just kind of brush it off to the edge, and you should be able to do this without getting any on the sides. Next, I got this little flower from Hobby Lobby. It's in the scrapbooking section, and I'm just going to glue this right to my roof. To add the finishing touches to this, I just got these little honeybees from Amazon. I'll give you the link for them, and I'm just putting one on my little flower, and I'm going to put a couple of them on the face of my little house. And that was pretty much it. This was a super simple project, and I think it turned out so cute. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, look how cute that is. Okay, I had a lot of fun making these today. I hope this gave you some inspiration. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And if nobody's told you today, you're awesome. See you next time. Thanks for watching.